This is my secret list. Get your bits ready. It just tickles my belly, I guess. Also, it's more fun. Did I mention that? Definitely more fun. And you'll squeeze until the last minute because you know that you can get out safely. Yo, what's going on, guys? Rhys here from More Than Lifting with the More Than Lifting podcast. Conversations about calisthenics, bodyweight training, gymnastics, all that good stuff. I'm Rhys, a personal trainer from the UK and founder of More Than Lifting, and in this episode we're going to be talking about handstand training tips. Alright, I've got 10 of them for you. These are specifically for training your handstand. Alright, so these aren't like technique stuff or stability stuff or anything like that. It's just for training your handstand. So when you train your handstand, like, here's a couple of tips for how to do it. We're going to get into some more handstand stuff over the next couple of weeks. I'm not just going to bombard you with 10 podcasts on handstands. I'm going to try and split them up and mix them up a little bit. But right now I've got handstands on the brain, and I just wanted to dive in with these tips on how to train the handstand. Okay, so, or how to do handstand training. You know what I mean? If you don't, then don't worry, I guess. Anyway, so before we get into that, a little bit about what's been going on. I've been doing this full inversion challenge, like I said in the last episode of the podcast. Okay, loads of like conditioning stuff for handstand specifically, so just go and check it out. It's hashtag the full inversion. All right, or shout out to all the guys doing it and kind of setting it up. I'm not running this challenge, I'm just joining in with the fun. All right, because handstands are awesome. And I've been a bit injured, and okay, so maybe I shouldn't have been handstanding, but you know, my fingers, my left hand and my right foot seem to be a bit better now anyway, so my deload's obviously working. Yeah, anyway, so check out the last podcast to find out more about that, including the deload joke. But yes, all's good anyway. With this challenge as well, because it's mostly like conditioning stuff and drills so far, just for like handstands, like warming up and stuff like that. It's not been like intense handstands only kind of shit. So what I've been doing is trying to take it like a next level up and try and push myself in terms of my handstand ability and try and apply it to the handstand. So if you go and check out my Instagram at the minute, I've got a couple of them up there. We started off with like wrist stuff, that's done. Then we had, what was the next one? Shoulder stuff, shrugs. And then we had hollow body stuff. And then we've had, wait, is that right? I don't know, but it's been loads of conditioning stuff anyway, and you should definitely check it out because these are great exercises, all right? I was doing like, one of them's freestanding handstand shrugs. I was doing some of them, or wall-supported ones if you can't do them freestanding. Or you can just do like scapular rows, scapular push-ups. But the thing about them, yeah, is that they're not really in the handstand. Yeah, they help with your shoulder mobility and strength just in general, but I think if you're doing shrugs, like, you should do them in the handstand really, shouldn't you? Because that's where you need it. Anyway, so back on track. So go and check that out anyway. Handstands are awesome. Like, you should definitely just do your handstand, like, learn it for fun. And yeah, we're going to get into these how to train your handstand training tips right now. Number one, the first one, we got 10. Just in case I didn't already say that. We've got 10 of them. Here's the first one. Don't waste your energy, all right? Get into your handstand easily, all right? And by that, I mean, just kick straight up into a handstand. Right, this is a lot of people in calisthenics, you see on Instagram and stuff, people training, they get into handstand the hardest way, yeah, which is like from a crow stand, from like crouched on the floor with your arms bent, and then they try and straighten up their body and then push up into a handstand, all right? It's so, like, you're making it difficult if you do that, all right? And it's not a bad thing because it works your strength and it'll help you do with this and that, but it's not really helping you in your handstand very much because you're spending all your energy working on getting into a handstand rather than just boing, popping straight into it and then spending all your time being in a handstand. You see what I mean? So when you're doing handstand training, like, just kick up into a handstand. Get there the easiest way possible here, which is just kicking straight up. If it's on the wall, kick straight up onto the wall. Don't do like a wall walk up, or don't try and like press up into it or something. Just get straight up in a handstand, you know what I mean? Loads of people waste their energy trying to press up, trying to push up out of a crow or something like that, or crouched up on the floor, you know, with your arms bent, and then they try and like leave around their elbows and then push up high. Okay, and I kind of understand why people do that, because you have that fear of just like kicking up and falling straight and anything, but really you just want to save all your training energy for handstands and being in the handstand position. So next one, because I'm going to try and get through these quite quick, guys, all right? I don't want to be dawdling and rambling on like I normally do. And we're already 5 minutes in, apparently. How does that even happen? Anyway, so number 2 is to focus on stretching high. Okay, so when you kick up into a handstand, you want to just focus on stretching high. Whenever you're doing any drills or conditioning for your handstand, always be stretching as high off the ground as you can. You're going to be stretching so high off the ground, pushing so high off the ground, that you're almost, your palms you're going to come off the ground. You'll just be there on your fingers, and eventually you'll be stretching to reach the ground. You'll be stretching so high. So always do that, okay? This isn't about technique in the handstand. We can get into that in a later episode or some other time. But if you focus on stretching high, then you're going to be 80% of the way there. And that's good enough for now. Okay, for training, every time you're training, you're in your handstand position, always be stretching high off the ground. Don't be relaxed. Don't have your arms bent, all right? Don't be relaxing your shoulders. Stretch. Your delts should be right up in your ears. Number 3, train off the wall every session. Okay, if you can't do a handstand freestanding, you should be doing it every session. I mean, it doesn't matter, you can't do it. Get someone to help you, right? All they have to do is catch. And if you do the other stuff, like you're practicing your rollouts and stuff like that, then you don't really need someone to support you. All right, I know that might sound scary, but you don't need someone there to spot you or hold you up in the position. All right, so there you go. You can do it by yourself as well. You don't even need that excuse is out the window, all right, because I've just given you permission to do it by yourself. What you need to do, though, is train those rollouts first, because then you get used to it, but we're going to get into that in the next one. What's important is to train off the wall every session, okay? You can do most of your training on the wall, that's fine, but at least do 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 off the wall, okay, to practice getting off the wall, because you don't want to rely on being on a wall. You don't want to become dependent on a wall for you to be able to handstand. You want to be doing freestanding handstands, and you want to learn some crazy handstand skills, and you need to get off the wall to be able to do that. All right, so train off the wall. And yeah, then the next one, so that was number 3. Number 4, warm up with drills. Okay, when you warm up, do a little bit of stretching, of course, get your bits ready, but warm up with drills. Okay, don't just dive straight into handstands unless you can do handstands really well. Okay, but even then I'll recommend that you do these things like a couple of drills like forward rolls. That's really important, because it's the main fear that everyone has with handstands, isn't it? Falling forwards onto your back. So if you practice doing forward rolls, then that'll make you better at handstands. They correlate, I promise. So one of the dismounts obviously is to roll out forwards. That is the scariest one to do, and it is the one that's going to help you get the handstand freestanding. That's because that confidence issue, that fear of falling on your back and not being confident enough to know how to get out or be able to get out even, is one of the biggest fears people have with learning handstand and getting it freestanding, getting it off the wall. So practicing those forward rolls, practicing high forward rolls as well, and obviously the dismounts, they're like handstand and then just roll out. That is key, okay, key to your handstand development. So warm up with them, because that gets the fear out straight away. Then another great example is bunny hops. Okay, and bunny hops are like tuck handstands, but it's just jumping straight up into it. It's not necessarily committing to being in a tuck handstand, but it's hopping up. Yeah, so bunny hops. That's the next one. That's also cool. So another great conditioning exercise. Also, because you're tucked, it brings your weight down, so you're not like worrying about where your legs are going all over the place, and it helps you line up your body a little bit better, or at least I find that it definitely helped me with it, because you can just, by the time you're kicking up off the ground, your arms are straight anyway, so you're just like levering with your shoulders really quickly just as you kick it out. It's so easy, bunny hops. They're great, and they just help with you practicing with your arms straight and your shoulders high, being up in that handstand position without committing to doing full handstands. And it also makes it easier to do rollouts too. What's next? So that's number 4. So we've got don't waste your energy, focus on stretching high, train off the wall every session, and warm up with the drills. So if you're warming up the drills, what do you do? Number 5, you finish off with conditioning, okay, like finishers in a way. The thing is, yeah, handstands aren't a strength exercise. They're a strength exercise. They're a balance, they're a stability exercise. So what you need to do is do your strength afterwards. Focus on your skills, do your strength afterwards. Yeah, but when you're doing handstand training, you want to make sure that the drills you're doing or the conditioning that you're doing is actually going to help your handstand. Yeah, if you're trying to learn your handstand, make sure the work you're doing is working towards your handstand. So what you can do with that is things like wall walks, hollow body stuff, hollow body flutter kicks, hollow body rocks, hollow body holds, whatever kind of level you're at. Crow stands, okay, and I guess crow stands you could put in the drill section, but the reason I haven't is because it's almost wrist conditioning, so it helps you work that wrist stability for your freestanding, because it helps you learn to like grip the ground and stuff, which is an important thing to focus on when you're a first learner handstand, being able to grip the ground and hold on to it, because that helps you learn to adjust and get stable and actually like get your hands in the right place, which sounds a bit strange, but it's important. So another one, scapular exercises of all kinds. Those shoulder shrugs I was talking about, they're really good up against the wall. You can also do scapular rows, pulls, dips, push-ups, so just go crazy, scapular madness. And then number 6 is to concentrate on the core, wrists and shoulders. This is mostly when you're warming up, but also when you're cooling down, you're stretching off, and as active rest between sets, or however you're structuring your handstand training, keep those wrists warm, stretch them off. Not crazy, okay? It's not flexibility, mobility training or anything. You're just keeping your muscles nice and loose and ready for action. Okay, because you'll find that it stresses your wrists out a lot, your shoulders, your core. I always get cramps in my core when I'm doing loads of handstands. I don't know why. I just always seem to. It just tickles my belly, I guess. Anyway, yeah. So for me, that's really important. I do loads of cobra stretches. When you're trying to get you're in like a push-up position, and then you look up and try and get your hips on the floor. So you're like, and that's a really good one for like helping with your core, and I just do loads and loads all the time when I'm doing my handstand, because I need to, because I get cramp in my core. And I swear I'm the only person I know who that happens to, but you'll be surprised how much it actually takes of your core. So definitely stretch that. Obviously your wrist and your shoulders, all right? Your arms are straight, so you shouldn't really need to worry about your arms too much. That was a joke, okay? Your arms should be straight, but you just still need to stretch everything. Number 7 then, practice the dismounts. Okay, I've already alluded to this with like the drills and stuff like that, but if you have a training partner and they're supporting you, then that's great for practicing like to turn and plant out of a handstand. So to turn out and plant your feet on, like almost cartwheel out of it, with like a quarter turn. And this is probably one of the most, it's kind of the second most used one, I guess, because it helps you with if you're falling left or right instead of forwards or backwards. If you're falling backwards, then you're just going to put your feet on the ground, and if you're falling forwards, then you're going to do a roll out. You can forward roll out of it. So that kind of covers all your bases, those three dismounts. 4 directions, 3 dismounts, because you turn and plant either side, obviously. So it's important to train them, because when you're in the handstand, you need to know what to do to get out safely. Okay, you don't want to fall on your head. You want to be confident that you're not going to fall on your head or your back or hurt yourself. You know how to get out. That makes you better at handstands, because you're automatically more confident. You're going to try better, okay? It's not that you're not trying hard. Yeah, it's because it just means that you're going to be confident, so you're willing to try. Actually, like, you'll kick harder to get up, you'll force yourself to hold, and you'll hold for longer, and you'll squeeze until the last minute, because you know that you can get out safely no matter which way you're falling. So dismounts, super important. Then what else do we have on the list? Number 8, okay, this is really important as well. They're all important. I know I keep saying this, but they're all important. So number 8 is use a soft surface. Okay, don't do it on a hard surface if you're just learning, because you're going to fall over, you're going to do your rolls, you're going to be on the floor. So also, it helps you grip the ground as well. Practicing on grass, carpet, rugs, like something like that helps you actually a slightly uneven surface or a soft surface that you can actually get a hold of underneath your hands. It helps you learn the stability, but also it's comfortable to fall on and you're all right. You're not worried about bruising your back because you've fallen on a hard floor. Okay, save that to when you can handstand. Practice on something soft. And in my opinion, like yoga mats they're not good enough. Carpet's all right because it's a little bit like softer, but really like yoga mats are a bit too thin, and also you put yoga mats on hard surfaces, so directly under that mat is hard, you know. So like unless you're stacking like 5 up, I'd say maybe do it on the carpet or do it on the grass or something, you know, something soft. Or use a couple of cushions, like lay some cushions out so you know you're going to land on something if you do your forward roll. So that's number 8. Number 9 then, train the variations and mix it up. Okay, there's more than one way to do a handstand. Yeah, there's a straight handstand, like your classic handstand. But you can also do straddle, you can do tuck, you can do splits, forwards or backwards. You can do any of the millions of different handstand variations that there are. Okay, so I'm going to be too hard for you, but what will happen is different ones will help you learn different parts of the handstand better, or it'll make it easier for you. So for example, practicing straddle really helped me get my hollow body. Okay, and they're not really related, but it helped me learn what the other way was. So when you do straddle, you tend to have your hips kind of sat back a little bit, because otherwise your legs are in front of you. So what that does is that it kind of accentuates that little arch in the base of your spine. And when you're kind of in your hollow body position is the opposite of that. So you're slightly kind of, your whole spine bends the other way. So like slightly, only slightly, but it's important because there's a big difference when you're in the handstand. So learning to do that straddle helped me learn one position in the handstand, which made my awareness of the other position better, you know, because I thought, oh, now I'm in that hollow body position, and it improved my stability. Even though my straddle isn't great, my regular handstand's a lot better, because that hollow thing was a tipping point for me. I was like, boom, oh yeah. So now I know this position, I can feel it, I understand when I feel this certain way, that's what that means. So really good times. Practice all the variations. Some are going to be easier than others. You might be good at tucks, you might be good at straddle, you might be good at a front to back split, or you might be good at just a regular handstand. You don't know unless you try them all. And trying them all will help you improve your stability in different ways. It'll help you test your position, your technique in different ways, and it'll help you learn faster. Also, it's more fun. Did I mention that? It's definitely more fun. Number 10, that's important, the fun part. Number 10, all right, the last one. This is, you can't do this with every position, but you can do it as often as you can. All right, when you do, like I already mentioned, there's 3 dismounts. There's rolling forwards, there's turning and planting either side, like turning out either side, or there's coming back down the way you came. You'll come back down the way you came probably more than anything else, because at first you'll undercommit. So when you start doing this, what I want you to do is to, instead of just coming straight down, when you get up into your handstand, do a negative press out, okay, out of your handstand. So come down slow, bend your hips and your shoulders slowly, and bring your feet down to the ground, okay? All you're doing is resisting gravity, so I'm sure you can do it. You might do a forward roll accidentally because you're leaning forwards over your hand, but what it's going to do is teach you that press for starters, but it's going to be a great strength builder for you. Okay, so definitely do this. Okay, this is one of my top tips for helping you get, and it'll help you get in that hollow body as well, which is great. So if you can already do a handstand, but you lean, you kind of banana the wrong way, your hollow back kind of position, try doing this negative press out of a handstand. Every time you do a handstand and it's up to you, do a negative press out. Okay, wait for it. And then what you'll be able to do, because you get it strong in that position, you'll be able to just sit in like an accentuated kind of hollow body position. So you'll dish right up, like right at the top of the pike, and you can get so strong in this position because you're used to being at almost 90 degrees and coming down in that press. So the first kind of 5 degrees of your legs coming down, 10 degrees maybe, is really strong. Okay, so that is probably one of the biggest ones. If you can just about do a freestanding handstand, but you're all bananaed up, to fix that hollow body position and to help build loads of strength in your shoulders, your core, like everything, and to get more confident, lean in past your hands, which is important for planche, handstand press, and plenty of other things I'm sure I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, do that negative press, okay? So that's really important. That's my super tip, secret tip, okay? Don't tell anyone about that. Negative press out for strength, it's just between us. Right, so that's it, 10. That's the end of the episode. Oh my God. Right, so I'll just run through them quickly. Number 1 of my handstand training tips, so how to train your handstand better. Number 1, don't waste your energy. Like, get up there nice and quick and easy. Number 2, focus on stretching high off the ground. That'll help fix most of the problems with your form. Stretch really nice and high. Okay, number 3, train off the wall every session. Even if you aren't able to do freestanding handstands, practice freestanding handstands off the wall, because that you don't want to become dependent on doing handstands against the wall. You want to get it off the wall as soon as possible. Number 4 is warm up with drills. Forward rolls, bunny hops, high forward rolls, things like that, really important. Number 5, finish off with conditioning, wall walks, hollow body, holds, scapular exercises, and crow stands for that wrist control. 6, concentrate on core, wrists, and shoulders while you're doing your active stretching in between your sets and your handstands and all your drills and stuff, but also in your warm up and your cool down. It puts a lot of stress on all these parts of your body, so keep them warm and keep them nicely stretched and mobile, okay? Number 7, practice the dismounts, okay? Rollouts, that's rolling forwards, forward rolls out of the handstand. You're coming down the normal way, you practice that anyway, all right? So don't worry about that. And you're turning and planting your foot, turning out of the handstand in either direction. It's really important to practice them so you get confident in your handstand ability. Number 8, use a soft surface. All right, don't do it on a hard surface. You're going to fall over, so use a soft surface. Carpet's great. Line up some pillows and something. Get on the grass, out in the field, in your garden, wherever. Yoga mats usually aren't good enough because you put them on something hard and they're quite thin, so you'll probably still hurt yourself, okay, and no one wants that. And what was the last one? There were 2 more. Number 9 was training the variations. All right, mix it up, have fun, and you'll learn faster. So there's double benefits. And also number 10 is doing negative press out for strength. Okay, negative press to handstand, or handstand press I call it. Negative out, always negative out your handstand if it's up to you. Okay, it's a big strength builder and it'll make your handstands super strong really fast. Okay, that's it for this episode, guys. If you like what you've heard, as always, give us a subscribe, give us an honest 5-star rating and review, wink wink. If you've got any questions, comments or anything, reach out to me on Instagram @morethanlifting. Just hit me on the DM. I'm a human being, we can have a conversation. I talk to loads of people, so you could be one of those people, so just reach out to me and we'll have a chat. It's awesome. What else? I've just lost my flow. Yeah, that's it, guys. If you're interested in this full inversion, check it out on Instagram, #thefullinversion, or check out my Instagram page. I've got the first couple up there, and you can check out the rest as they kind of unfurl, or just get involved and improve your handstand. I'll catch you in the next one in the next couple of days. As always, keep in touch with yourselves, guys, and go do some handstands.